internet.
God damn it.
Internet!
We are back.
What's
Unfortunate.
up?
Victory.
So
Somebody
who would
please say
like
something.
to recap as we just very awkwardly shift Vishtara off of the stage?
Last time we were doing the shenanigans, we got to Corvesh after running very, very fast, and most of us were kind of mind blown and traumatized in some fashion by watching a god yell at another god out in the sea. And we
Hey, you bitch! You still owe me money! That was the translation from whatever the language he said it in, by the way.
I think he was just yelling Leviathan at the
No,
sky.
no.
But
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to normal mortal ears.
ah,
To your
and
godly Aasimar ears.
we
So Artoria is 9 intelligence. It sounds
And the dumbest barbarian is smarter.
we spent the night at a really fancy brothel that employs succubi and incubi, and upon waking up, we found out that one of them had been murdered horribly the night before, and we were hired by Martin's friend Avarice,
Correct.
who owns the place, to figure out what the fuck happened. There was lots of investigating happening. We summoned her back, well, sort of, just made her corpse talk, and Artoria had to hold her head together in the process so it could do so.
Not the most gruesome thing she's done.
Yes, besides dying herself. Um, Corpse didn't know a whole lot. Discovered that there was a magic circle under the floorboards, which probably was done through the ethereal plane very meticulously. There was a seemingly undead, was it a raven? Bird? There was a
Crow.
bird?
Crow.
That we kept trying to get a hold of, and eventually discovered that it was the sheath for the dagger that I believe killed her, and then the dagger flew away, and frustration and confusion,
Star
essentially.
sniffed people.
Yeah, Vishtar wandered off and snuffled at people with Moonshadow. We did go to see the I think he was one of the princes of hell that works in a bakery with his wife, who's
He's
adorable.
the
Marquis.
ambassador.
The ambassador.
Ambassador to the Nine Hells and Marquis of the Third Layer.
Yes,
believe
and
that's it.
Thought it was
we
fourth.
went to see him and informed him of things, and he sent out a bunch of quasits, I think, to go and watch and try to find out what's going on.
Yes, and not closets.
Yes,
Like I
quas-
thought.
Quasit.
One massive closet and
a whole bunch of
mini imp.
yes. And we were on our way to, like, we actually went to hell. One of the 9 hells for a sec there, and had cake. And then I believe we were on our way to the casino at the end.
We had just finished up talking with Lyra, and yeah, we were kind of just waiting to figure out what we were doing next because we didn't have a lead.
Eldritch scarecrows.
Yeah, something along those lines. Unfortunately.
Oh, and we also found out that Leviathan and quickly looks at notes. Tureviusvul are on our side.
Oh, yeah.
Just refer to him as Lord Tutu.
I was gonna call him Tim.
The divine fist comes down from the sky and
Big punchy boom boom man.
I don't know which of those is more insulting.
so you're still standing outside of a bakery, feeling confused.
Full of sugar.
So much sugar.
Cakes were so sweet.
This is Vishtar's first time with sugar.
Good luck, everyone.
Locked up.
Crew's kind of
Your job
bouncy.
controlling, not mine.
Looking at my notes. Because I know someone had suggested going to the casino, and I don't recall why, where I'm finding stuff.
I also do not remember why we wanted the casino. I think just as like a general source of information, maybe.
I think it was also the highest concentration of like devil presence, possibly, if I remember correctly, which I'm probably not.
I slept since then.
I'm just gonna blame on the fact that Vishtar is not really paying attention to most things.
I know we were sort of told, like, yeah, there's not a ton to be doing because the imps were like searching. And like they can search significantly better than we can. But I don't know if we'd plan to just sit around or not, you know?
It's been 2 weeks. My brain is lost.
You also all
I've
have
lost the
several other
details.
missions. You also all have several other missions
You do?
that you're involved in.
We need to
I don't
go.
know.
We need to. Well, I think the money that Avarice promised would be enough to actually buy the boat that we need. So finishing this would help with that.
For sure.
Did we get a monster? Ping? I forget.
Yeah, the
no,
monster
that was
thing
only Avarice.
was
Oh yeah, that was
the thing to
Avarice.
find this person.
Yeah.
This Styx person.
Oh, the fiddle variety.
Well, we don't know that. No, characters don't. Players do.
Yeah, players are horrified. Characters are clueless.
Yeah,
Those four-
that's an amazing Phil Styx voice.
Fun.
Next thing we know, we hear Walnut disconnect.
Okay, so what do we want to do then?
I don't know. I don't really know. He just kind of awkwardly gestures around cities. I think this is a city, right? Not a town.
Yes.
Cities are much, much larger than towns. Stink worse too, most of the time.
Mm.
Oh, you don't have to remind me about that. Or poor Moonshadow. So what does one do in cities as opposed to towns?
Well, cities certainly are much more lively. Just generally more is happening.
Like...
I guess Artoria will just kind of gesture around, like, just just to general like foot traffic into people.
We find something to kill time. Not sure
Mhm.
what we can exactly do.
There
I'd
is
rather
the
find something to kill.
Well, there is the casino, the multiple shops. There are several good places to drink, pass time. Gordvash is the city of pleasures. There are many things to find to do, especially considering this group definitely needs to take their mind off of things.
There's just a weary glance from Russell.
Gregor's doing that smile where it's like they ask you how you're fine, but how you are, and then tell them you're fine, but you're not really fine.
No, you're fine, no, you're fine.
Vishar makes it like a solo connection to Martin, like the tattoos that I was looking for. Do they have that here?
Possibly. Like I said, I had to look around. I do not know the city well enough to direct you specifically to those places.
I just passed through the last time I was here.
Atreya just shrugs. I've never been here, to my memory.
Well, the city center, and Martin points towards the large spiraling tower, is the casino. So, if anything, we start up in the center and work our way out.
No argument there.
Vishar just kind of shrugs and starts leading Moonshadow in that direction.
I follow the crowd.
Russell's gonna like kind of like he'll like start off walking in front and then he'll like slow down to like walk next to Prue. Prudence, I like struggled to get my voice low enough. I had an idea for a magic item that I was hoping you might be able to help me
What kind of magic
bring to
item?
life.
Like, she just perks up. Give her something to think about, please. what-
Well, you know how I'm the only one in our little group who can resurrect our friends should something go wrong. I was
Yes.
hoping to create a sort of protective charm, maybe like a locket that could hold that spell. So when whoever's wearing it goes down, if I'm not in range, then they can just be brought up. And I'll like kind of scratch the back of his head as he's like trying to explain it.
I'm sure, absolutely sure I could do something like that. I can't cast that kind of magic, but between the two of us, I'm sure we could rig something.
That would be great.
So, like, one, then maybe 2 or 3 arms end up around Rustlin. So, how's this spell work exactly?
Well, you see, it's click on every wrong tab that is not my character sheet. uh, one moment, as Roll20 now does not let me move it. Roll 3, there it is. Okay. Well, the material components for the spell are unfortunately pricey. It's about, well, for each casting, I'd need about 300 gold's worth of diamonds.
She long whistle at that. She's like, damn. Okay, but she pulls out her no her book that she's usually drawing in and flips some pages, and she's focusing on like taking down like notes of what she's saying and like half drawing schematics and equations and letting her like her robot the eye lenses and on her arms allow her to like walk while she's writing.
Can any of us hear this conversation?
How close you walking?
I would say I'm keeping close because I don't want to get too separated.
That's
They're
fair.
not being particularly quiet about it. You can hear.
Prudence isn't either. She's just like something to
I slowly walk over to them. I take off my necklace and try. You mean something like this?
Prudence snatches it. Like one of her hands like snags it. It'll take too long to cast Identify at the moment, but Detect Magic will work.
Yeah.
Just ping. What's this do?
It was something I carried around with me. It is a periaptive wound closure.
Nope, and she hands it back.
Shrugs.
See, what we're thinking about doing is creating something that will work after you die. That is supposed to try to keep you from dying.
Fair enough.
She's just like pondering, like.
Artoria will like lean in over your shoulder to look at your book.
It's complicated.
She
She's technically a genius. It's so it's just like shenanigans going on there. And half of it's not in any language that you understand. Like she's flipping in and out of like her, just the way her mind works. Like whatever she's got a bunch of languages that she works through for different things.
She looks at it and then looks at you almost horrified, like, what?
What?
What is this even? How do you understand this? This isn't language.
It's actually a couple of them.
Eyes cross.
Or she was like, there's no pictures.
No, they're pictures. They're just mechanical schematics and magical schematics. It's all very. It's like the drawing and like the creating of like magic circles and the actual mechanical schematics, they're all really organized and ordered, but like everything around that, it's all like just a chaotic mess of different runes and languages and arrows, and she gets it, but she doesn't mind showing it off if people are looking at it.
Rosen's gonna like lean down to Prue and whisper and like slightly glance at Artoria. She's mainly the reason I've come up with this idea.
Well, why would you need that from me?
Just squinty eyes.
Well, if we get this working, we could bring it up to everyone, and it'll go pretty quickly the more of us working on them.
That's a relief. This is quite a hefty spell on my end. Though I can cast it a few times in a day, should I have the components.
But this will be instantaneous.
Magic.
I don't really know this high level magic, but I do have. Oh, I also have divine magic. Yeah, just a shrug. Maybe I can be helpful.
We'll figure it out.
just looks at Prude unsure.
She will figure it out.
Give her
At the very
time.
least, that can be a test dummy. Oh, wait.
Here, try this. Try this magical item. See if it does it. See if it brings you back from the dead. It immediately takes 60 points of necrotic damage and fucking dies.
Hello. Yeah, maybe. If you make it Prue, I'll trust it.
Big smile. Thank you.
Artoria's last words.
Always study title card. Artoria fucking dies.
You know, but you forget that
Russell just
like
starts to
Prudence
sweat.
is more likely to test this on herself before anyone else. So
Rustlin still sweats.
I look at Russell like, should we be concerned at all?
no one's really seen her blow herself up or anything like that yet. She's been lucky.
Yeah.
Yet,
Yeah.
yet is the key word.
Yes, precisely. Maybe cautious would be the better term than worried, I suppose.
What has caution ever gotten us anywhere?
It's technically my name.
Ah. But where would it get us this time?
Probably dead, but if it works, then not dead. Score.
Bingo.
And speaking of crafting, Artoria, do you still happen to have the funds from the worm job?
Oh, yes, I do. And she'll take it out. It was 350 gold, right?
Each
Total.
or total?
Was it each?
I don't remember.
I do not know how it actually gets divvied up.
3,500 gold pieces.
Oh, it was 3,500. Okay. See, I was just missing 0. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Wait.
not that zero is not important.
Wait, 3,500? I definitely
Yep.
mark that down properly then.
That's
Oof.
I probably marked down 350 because I only have 3,000 gold on me. so regardless, 3,500 divided by how many of us are there?
Why did we
And
see math?
We're at this is for the
stupid one?
wooden
least-
worm, right?
Yeah, at
this
least for
is when we were in
those
Whitefall.
of us who were there.
Yeah.
So it
So,
would be
Artoria, Prudence, Rustlin,
Uh,
right?
Andres.
Wait, who
yeah,
am
and
I? Wait.
Arndris.
Oh, Andros. Yes. I was like, fuck. I need to stop looking at Discord for these numbers because it is 2 sessions in a row now. I have missed at least one person. Okay, so
On just looks over. I'm here, you twit.
Artoria looks down at her fingers, and there are 4 fingers up, even though she only said 3 names, and she's like, "Oh, there we go. See."
I completely forgot about Andres.
But I would argue that Ox should get a share, considering they donated to your revival fund, Artoria.
He did do that. That's fair. All right. 3,500 divvied up 5 ways.
So you're saying that if I left them dead, I would have gotten more?
oof.
If I were dead, you wouldn't be getting any.
And Russell will point to Artoria as soon as she says that. That one's more accurate.
So 700 each.
So you do not loot the body of your dead comrades. Good to see that you are more civilized.
There's just a
Speak for
confused
yourself.
smile.
And Artoria will like start handing it out and realize she still has a dummy amount of gold, so she'll take half hers and give half of the half to Gregor and Vishtara each. So you each get 175? No. That's not right. 350. No, I was right! Yeah, you
So-
just get 175 gold, and she'll take 350.
So how
Just
much
try
does
just kind of
everyone else
looks
get?
at you.
700.
Ooh.
This is the most gold I've ever seen.
Artoria is
Mm.
still carrying 20,000.
Holy shit. I
Just
will
just
admit though, I like my number at 707.
giving a weird look, like, why are you giving this to me?
I am also confused.
Well, Gregor, I'm just giving you gold in case you need anything in the city. And also, it's good to see you, and thank you for future help. Vishtara, thank you for past help with other like monstrosities and just issues we've been dealing with. Also, you're a part of the party now, so here. And she like thrusts
But I
it forward
didn't
again for you to take.
earn this.
I suppose I should. Actually, I actually gave 100 back to Artoria. It's like last time you got really drunk and gave me 100 gold. Here.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Star is just still holding it there and not really taking it in. He's just still confused as to the fact of why you're giving this to him.
Trust me, you're going to want the pocket money.
Like this, and he pulls out a giant
Sorry, I
sack.
had to speak with someone.
Things get expensive here.
How expensive are boats?
Very.
Depends on the boat, but generally a lot.
Just to Martin and tattoos. How much do those cost?
A lot. The ones you're talking about? A lot.
Grumbles.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there was gonna be anything that's really going to keen my interest, but we're gonna have to look around.
In case you see something. Also, I just don't want to be holding this much gold. It's like a lot of gold. And
So
Artoria
is it
just
too
has
heavy
like
for
a
you?
back and is like, I don't have anywhere to put this.
Well, I can put it in my bag with all the rest of the medals.
Artoria blinks a few times. Bag? Metal? Oh, yes.
She like flips open the bag of holding and like reaches in until like her head is like partially like nearly going into it. See?
Right, the bag of horrors. It would probably be a lot safer in there than just in my backpack. So, if you want to hold it, you can be my guest. And
What is she
Artor-
actually carrying all that in? Because I mean,
it's probably literally just like she has a backpack that she wears like most of the time.
I mean
it's
that's got to
probably
be
just
very heavy. Just
a
coins.
lot of strength. But yeah, there are 1,800 platinum pieces in a like sack that she just hands you.
She'll just like open the, just drop it in.
All right, and then she'll just pop it in and kind of heft the backpack and be like, "Ooh, later."
Shall we then?
according to Roll20, that was about 40 pounds worth of coins.
Jeez.
I just picture the sound.
It's actually most of the backpack.
Later now.
So how much was that? Let me just.
1,800 platinum.
I'm gonna put it in
So
on the
18,000 gold.
in the
Oh,
bag
in
of
the,
holding.
I just looked at. All right, I only have 30 pounds worth of gold on me.
So, 18,000
Oh, my gold, I have...
plat
gold, I have like 60 pounds.
coin.
What?
Jesus Christ!
How much gold do I have?
I have 3,487 gold pieces, individual gold pieces on me.
That's still a lot of
It's still like, and that's the other half of her backpack.
Prue has a
Man,
ton
you guys
too.
are rolling in it.
And she's got like random ass weapons slung across her back as well. She's got a great sword, a halberd. Wait, does she have a halberd? Might not have a halberd. No, she has a halberd. A great sword, a halberd, and her axe, as well as a sword at her hip. Although I think she gave that to somebody at some point, and I forgot to mark it away. I don't remember.
Prudence
So
has
they
her
are in the
armor,
mountains.
her boomerangs, in like the bag of holding. Like she'll just snag something out of the bag whenever she needs it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Everyone roll a perception check.
Okay.
First roll of the night.
Get it out now.
Ooh. What is my perception?
Should Moonshadow roll one as well?
Sure.
20. Not natural.
Okay.
Does the eyes help with whatever? I forget. Let me look at the thing.
No,
I
not
don't
for
think
this.
so.
Man, I
As
wish
you're
I
all
could have
walking
used my passive.
and making your way across one of the canal bridges, Prudence and Gregor, you notice it first as you're heading towards the canal bridge. Just very casually, a shark jumps over the bridge.
Oh!
Huh.
And the rest of us don't see this?
It's very quick happening. Y'all are
Huh.
distracted with your money.
Too busy discussing, not discussing economics, but just moving money. I'm
Just
thinking
trying to
economics.
understand economics.
Yeah, an economics discussion would leave at least 2 members of our party sitting there dumbfounded. Artoria is like, yes, money for goods and services, but like if you start going into the whole supply and demand, and then like there's like actual economic.
Can't wait for
Topics.
Martin to have a conversation with Artoria about why water is so expensive in his homeland.
But ocean, purify water, boil it, and drink. Yes.
I think that bit is a bit too technical for her.
No, she lived on a town that had salt water, so like
Okay,
she
then.
understands that part of it. Just because she has an okay survival skill.
Yeah.
She doesn't know
So
how
yeah.
it works. She just knows that it works.
Yeah.
A shark jumps over the bridge, and then very quickly following it is a merfolk, looking very distraught.
Huh. I think someone lost their puppy. Looks over at Greg.
Oh no.
Looks over.
Forcefully return.
Kind of like looks
what?
over at Gregor. Did you see that? Am I wrong?
I'm just very horrified.
Artoria starts looking around for a dog.
I vote to stay out of the canal.
Artoria, roll an investigation check.
Here's the crit.
Here it
Look, it's
comes.
proud.
That -1. Oh lordy. Above a 10.
You can't seem to find a dog.
I guess it is lost.
Don't worry, Artoria. It was a water dog.
What?
Rustlin perks up.
Sea lion?
Water dog.
Or,
I
a
know some
massive
aquatic
danger to all the
creatures, but-
water canals here, but, could be a puppy.
Hmm?
Don't go.
Something. Huh?
What?
Mr. looks up and is kind of excited now. Something I can hunt?
No.
She actually pauses to
not?
think, can you breathe underwater?
Did she ask this?
Yes. She's like, can you breathe underwater?
No, but I don't see what that has to do with anything.
I thought you were gonna say I don't see how that stops me.
That's basically what he's saying.
Well, it's underwater and going that way. she gestures.
Don't. No one goes swimming in the canal.
Heading towards
I-
the inner part of the city, the same way you guys are lightly heading.
I kind of jump on Moonshadow. We start booking it.
And
Rustlin
also,
just sighs and takes
Underwater!
off.
Meet us
With
at
him.
the casino.
he... What did you see?
First there was a shark. It went. I think it happened really
Not a
quickly.
puppy.
Well, someone was chasing it, so my first thought was it is an escaped pet, but then I was like, oh yes, it's a shark, so maybe it's
That
dangerous.
is probably in fact an escaped pet. We should probably stuff Ishtara. That is someone owns that.
Yeah, Rustlin was already running.
I'm running too.
He's currently moving at 140 feet per 6 seconds.
Moonshadow's fast.
Yeah, when Moonshadow dashes, Moonshadow fast.
That is going to become a situation in a moment.
Well, he's not in the water yet.
Rustlin just like way behind Vishtara is just gonna be yelling to like the people around, be like, "Make way for the giant cat!"
Oh, people are making way for the giant cat. And running towards guards because there's a giant cat barreling through the city.
And the guy riding it. But that's something else.
Vishtara, make a survival check.
Oh, damn it.
So you run. And you run. And you run. And where are you again?
He'd never knew to begin with.
Oh no. Vishtara's the lost puppy.
You are lost in a very large city.
Moonshadow up. And I'm going to have Moonshadow hop onto the nearest building. And just, just kind of climb and be on top of the roofs
Make
on
an
Moonshadow.
athletics check for Moonshadow.
Is it more than 20 feet tall?
Moonshadow jumps and Moonshadow lands, and then Moonshadow finds out that slate roofs are slippery. Especially slate slanted roofs.
Claws in, man. Claws in.
There's a horrible scratching sound as the claws cannot find purchase on the smooth stone.
Oh, shit.
Both of you make acrobatics checks as you start to fall back down 20 feet.
Cats always land on their feet.
Sure do. People don't. Moonshadow takes 4 points of damage as it lands on the ground, followed quickly by you, who takes 8 points of damage as you land on your ass.
Still in
Turn
trippy
tailbone.
digis. Hmm. I just kind of look over to Moonshadow. Stop laughing. Get on and start heading towards the big, tallest building in the city. Since I think that's where everyone else was going.
Are
What are the
any of
rest of you doing?
him at this point?
Rustlin was still trying to find Restore.
Me too.
Just a winded Gregor and Rustlin in the streets, like, where the hell did he go?
Has
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
you lost sight of him like
Eh,
within a minute of him taking off and just barreling down the street.
Spells. Do I have anything that might help?
Prudence does not seem to feel bad about causing this. It's like,
Make an investigation check, both of you.
What is... invest... Oh, -1. 15.
That is a big fat no for me.
They are gone.
That was a 10 total.
Oh, jeez.
Russell, you get around the first corridor that you saw Vistara running down. You turn and you see Novastara. And there are several ways that this singular road turns down.
Oh,
Oh, dear. Oh, this isn't good. And then he just, like, pinches his nose, like, shit. Should we regroup with the others then and hope that he returns?
well, he knows
I
where we
don't-
were going.
At the same time, I don't trust him, even though I only know him for 2 days.
That's
Oh.
pretty much everyone's reaction to first meeting Vishtar.
He can't be trusted by himself.
I know what we can do. Artoria will use it, but she'll take out the communicator for like speaking with the imps or Luke or whoever, and she's like, "We can ask the imps to find him."
I thought we were supposed to use that if we find the creature.
Yeah, they might get upset. Perhaps not then.
What's the range? Wait, I think I have message.
It's like 60 to 120 feet. I don't remember about that, but
And you have to be
know the direction.
pointed directly at the person, yeah.
No, the direction is down the river.
It's more than like 100 feet away.
You're also going to hit every single person on the way to between you and Vistara.
Do you not set a person as the target?
No, you point your finger towards a creature within range.
Yeah, sending is the one that you can specify.
Yeah, you don't
Oh.
have to see them, they just have to be in range. It's one of the few spells that you don't actually have to see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it triggers on the first person in the way between you and where you're pointing.
Well, he does know where we're going, like you said. So, and I really hope you can remember where it is, since we pointed out the big main building in town like 4 times, and had to go by it to get to here, I think.
Yes. Let us just be glad this is not Gorithan, where they would frown much more heavily upon charging down the streets on a giant cat.
Hmm. I can see why the city may not appreciate it.
I'm surprised that they're as lax as they are.
Oh, they're not. And Martin starts pointing out that several packs of guards are moving in the general direction of where Vishtara is going.
Roslin's face is just in both of his hands.
Artoria will try and catch one of the guards if she can. Like, she'll kind of, like, walk out towards him and be like, hey, just a second.
One of the guards, it's a pack of 3 guards, one of them looks back at you, then waves the other 2, and they start going down the street. What is it?
Assume you're looking for the big guy on the bigger cat?
The man charging down the street, staring civilians and disturbing the peace, yes. Why, do you know them?
No, of them, and that they have never been in a city before today and don't know proper customs.
Then maybe you should have kept a leash on him and his cat.
That's a little brutal for a town about accepting people.
We accept people, we don't accept dangers to the populace.
Fair point. What I'm saying is you clear up the situation, he'll understand very quickly, so force will most likely not be needed.
Well, we have to find him first, so any idea what your friends bolted off to?
He was looking for something in the water?
A shark.
And she will shrug and look
I'm
back
pretty
at
sure
the
he
others.
doesn't know what a shark is, so that's probably not going to help anybody. She's like not even looking up from her book. She's still like working on like her thoughts.
He was told he can hunt it.
I said. I said no.
It was too late. Somebody said yes, and like one person's confirmation is all it needs.
Technically, she
I mean-
didn't say yes. She asked him if he could breathe underwater.
That's true.
Vishtara took that as a challenge.
You're not wrong. You are
Do we-
not wrong.
We need like a baby harness for Vishtara.
I'm saying.
Can
Vishtara
anybody actually hold?
Vishtara is stronger than Artoria. We can't hold him back.
Says you.
Roslin like anime laugh.
I might need to build a containment unit.
Containment breach.
Just Inuyasha's necklace.
Yeah, you
Sit!
just keep him in a Pokeball this entire time and throw him out whenever you need to kill something.
Look, if you can't help us find him, then we need to be on our way and find him ourselves.
Yes, sorry for holding up.
He turns and he starts running down the street after.
Should we help them?
The process is gonna like half-heartedly wave a hand. I suppose we should just get to the biggest landmark.
Which would again be the casino. So, on our way then.
Martin, do you happen to know where diamonds can be bought in this city?
Several places. There are jewels all over.
Wonderful.
Accidentally, you knew full well what you were getting into.
I did not expect the guards to react.
They've reacted to you several times with your big cat.
We haven't attacked him yet, so we kind of just figured that's fine.
We can't take you anywhere, Miss Tara.
Can't take them anywhere nice, damn it.
This is why we don't have nice things that aren't magical and can be instantly repaired.
Guys, this place is nice.
Just a side look. Very.
Right.
Right, let's head towards the casino. We will be able to find out from there and either find your jeweler shop, find some other shop, or find your friend. First, we'll find it first.
Well, if we have multiple things we need or want to be doing, we can always just split up. We've got the communicators.
Just like Ruslan just doesn't even hold back and like shoots like the sharpest dagger glare at Artoria.
That is what they were for.
To be fair, you only have the one communicator.
Oh, that's. No, I thought we all got one. I thought
Everybody
we
except Darks.
we
Yeah,
all
everybody
reached
except
a hand
Darks.
into the fire.
Yeah, you have them. They only go to imps. You only have one way of communicating with each other.
Hey, can you pass this message along to? I'm sure they'll love that.
I'm sure you won't be screamed at in infernal. So, back to Vishtara and his wild adventure.
You were.
You've been wandering down the streets for a few minutes now, confused, lost, not liking this place.
He's following, basically trying to find the most direct route to go to the big tall place.
You do. You manage to come out on a different canal than you ended up. And as you are approaching the canal and looking over down the road that connects to it, roll a perception check.
Just me or Moonshadow too?
Just you. Okay. You start to hear the sound of boots rapidly approaching you.
Huh. Well, that's not good. We should probably get out of here. And back into full sprint mode with Moonshadow towards the big tall building.
As you turn Moonshadow, you hear a voice. Hey, you! Stop! And two guards round the corner waving behind them and start to run after you, who are far faster.
Oh, I hear them shout stop and I stop.
Okay.
I kind of
You-
turn to them and make my telepathic communication with them, as I do with everyone. Are you talking to me?
One of the guards pauses for a moment but keeps running and out loud screams, "Yes, you! Stop! Get off your beast!" Two other guards round the same road, and then another pair comes down a different street hearing the shouting.
Looking very confused, he gets off. His name is Moonshadow.
Give a fuck what his name is. What will you do in running down the street full speed, scaring every civilian in your way?
My friend told me I could hunt a thing they saw in the water.
The only thing in the water are merfolk. You gonna hunt people in this city?
That's not what I normally do, no. It was apparently big.
The two guards that are approaching from your side, hand on their... No one's drawn their weapons yet, but everyone's got their hand on it. You need to come with us. for disturbing the
looks
peace and
confused again.
And apparently
Why?
planning on hunting a member of our dear city.
Oh no.
Why do I have to go with you?
Because we're the law here and you've broken it. Now are you going to come quietly or are you going to make this a fight?
What exactly is the law?
You daft. Or are you just trying to make a joke of us?
I don't know what daft is either. This is... Cities are strange places.
The one speaking to you waves from behind him, and the other three start to approach you, as well as the other two that are flanking you from behind. Cuff him, bring him in. And they all start taking out manacles and reaching for you.
Yeah, fuck that. Vishtar will get back on Moonshadow and
Make
he will
an
take a
athletic
big...
check.
Sure.
Actually, make 4 of them.
He will go into a rage.
You do not have time. This is a reactionary. They are grappling you.
All right.
Okay. You start to push guards away. As they grab onto you, you grab one, you toss one over your shoulder, you grab the next one and push him down. However, as you're pushing, both of your hands are grabbed in front of you, and both wrists are slammed with chains. And you are grabbed and thrown onto the ground.
Huh. Okay. Now can I go into a rage?
Sure.
God damn it.
Also,
Well,
roll
we
for
lost
initiative.
Vishtar, I guess.
All right, you're up first. What are you doing?
I'm standing up. I am jumping on Moonshadow. They just clamped the things on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have my movement to get up, jump onto Moonshadow,
Oh
and
no!
we
Make
ride.
another. You have to make another athletic check. You're pinned.
Sure.
Mm.
Okay, you push and try to get up, but you cannot. There are 2 guards on top of you.
Huh. Well, Vishtar will continue to try and stand up. That's
Okay.
basically all he's trying to do. He's just trying to get up.
Okay, the 2 guards that you tossed about, as well as the third one who is speaking with you, are going to try to manacle your legs. I need you to make 2 more athletics checks. Okay, you start to kick wildly as they're trying to grab hold of your ankles and cuff them as well. You push and kick them off, throwing 2 of them back. The other ones are going to continue to hold you down.
All right. I will try and get back up.
Okay, another athletic check. You continue to struggle against the chains and manacles that are now holding you, unable to break free of both the hold and of the chains. And as you're struggling, you're hearing more footsteps coming towards you.
I look over to them.
There are 3 more guards charging down. One of them is massive in size.
He just wants to stand up again at this point. So that's what he's going to keep trying to do.
Okay. At this point, it is now 8 guards surrounding you. All of them are jumping and diving at you. Make 3 more athletics checks at disadvantage.
So just straight since he's raging.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say 4?
3.
Or... Oh, 3. Sorry.
Your legs are clamped down to the ground and more chains are slapped onto them. And then 2 chains are bound between your arms and legs and pulled taut. You are now completely restrained.
Okay. There's not really much I can do at this point.
You are puffed up, and the large one grabs you, a Goliath, grabs you by the back of your clothes and lifts you into the air and harks you over his shoulder. Take him to the jail. Get rid of this scum.
I'm gonna, as they take me off, I'm gonna do a mental link to Moonshao and basically tell him to go find the rest of the group.
As soon as you do, Moonshadow takes off running. Make
All right.
an investigation check for Moonshadow. God damn it, someone get that cat! And 3 of the guards are going to run off after Moonshadow. You are going to jail.
Cool. I blame Prudence.
It's nobody's fault
I'm
but
kidding.
your own.
Prudence does
I'm
not take
kidding.
responsibility for you.
I am just kidding.
I mean, he could totally blame her, but she's gonna be like,
Oh, he doesn't blame her at all. He's very confused as to this whole situation right now. He doesn't understand what he did wrong.
So what are the rest of you guys doing?
I think we were still heading onward.
Yeah, to the casino.
Good.
You all make your way down the streets. They generally go straight towards the casino. Some of them wind and wave a little bit as there are buildings in the way, mostly buildings that are actually in the canal itself that are partially submerged. But you eventually all find your way to the casino entrance with the large square that sits before it and the large, almost moat-like ring of water where all the canals meet.
Have you been here before, Martin?
I heard. For God's... And Martin points, and in the entrance of the canal where it meets the big pond, you see a merfolk woman petting a shark and putting a leash on it.
See, I was just joking, but that's kind of adorable.
And the shark swims down. The merfolk swims down. You can see her walking her shark. It's not a big shark. It's like one of those long, almost leopard sharks. It's not that big.
Is that the one that we saw, or is the one
Yeah.
we saw bigger?
No, that's the one you saw. Artoria does almost look like a puppy. Brown in color. It's brownish in color. Got a few spots. You feel a little bit justified. I don't know where Payton went.
Apparently, I muted my mic. Happens.
You found the puppy,
Yeah,
Artoria.
Prudence is like, see? Puppy!
Oh! That's not a puppy, but I mean... Kinda close.
It's a water
Artoria,
puppy.
you're wrong, but fair.
It is...
See, in my head, I was envisioning like full on like Sharknado shark.
Great white shark.
You know, like because you just said shark, so it's just like Sharknado, like that kind of like giant
That's
shark.
actually what I imagined too.
Yeah, I was thinking great white too.
Mm-hmm.
So she was referencing a much larger shark as the puppy for.
That is both adorable and also... That could have been much worse had we found Vistara here.
Oh, God.
Speaking of, I do not see him.
He did know where we were going.
Maybe he got lost?
I swear the gods found him.
Oh, who am I kidding? We're not
Best.
that lucky. Something probably happened to him.
But you could see this place from practically everywhere in the city. Just go towards the big thing.
Not when you are going at that speed, barreling down a street.
Well,
in a new
yes, but
place.
when he's done being a dumbass, he could look up and still see where we were supposed to go.
Fair.
So... we go find him?
To be fair, if the gods are getting involved with this, knowing Vishtara's tendency for wanting to hunt things, do you really think that it's going to go well?
Oh, don't... I think he's smart enough to not want to hunt the gods.
I do not have that same confidence in them.
Did anyone explain to him what police are?
No.
Unless if some of you did, then no.
I figured he would have already known, being in towns.
That town did have a god set up. That might not change things.
The guards were also lax enough to not bother him as much, because he was doing work for the town. He is not doing work for this town.
He is not. And if we are in just being in the country of blanking Corethan, I'm sure they're less likely to be lax in the first place.
Especially with how many big spenders there are here.
Don't want any pickpockets or any other semblance of disturbance on the streets.
There are very many here who seem to like to flaunt their wealth.
It is a pleasure city, not a panic city. Hey, he's got someone.
Damn it, I tried hard.
I want that break to be in character.
It's canon now. It's a character.
Rustling trying to be stone-faced. Artoria, not so subtly. Yes! A big fist pump and everything.
Yes, comedy.
Prudence sighs and finally closes her book and stuffs it back in the bag. It's just like, well, the police is the last place I wanted to go, but
We'll do it quick, and we'll make sure that you don't have to get yourself involved too much, so as to not. Chastity.
Oh, right. Are you currently blue?
yep.
She is, in fact, currently blue.
Oh,
I'll
shit.
be
Okay.
die.
She has no idea the degree of the trouble she's in, so she's being actually prudent for once.
Ha-ha!
When it
So,
comes to science, but
So our options are walk around the town and start to enjoy our day and hope that he finds us, or to go to the guard stations and hope he hasn't murdered anyone.
we could ask around about a big scary cat with a big scary man atop it. In the vague direction that he had gone.
We could give him, like, an hour. See if he shows up anyways. You're right, that was a terrible idea.
I'd rather just go find him. I don't trust him being by himself.
Actually, that our idea would not be too terrible if he is arrested. We have to wait anyway for him to be processed and placed in a cell and charged his fine.
I take out my pocket watch.
Prudence, roll an insight check.
Insight. Where are you? 15.
Martin speaking from experience, like he knows the inner workings of the jail of the prison system here.
She just like looks up at him and like gives him a knowing smirk. Like, oh really? How long does that usually take?
Well, it depends on your charge and your fine, and sometimes people get drunk in the casino and do stupid things with their magic. You know, it's just a thing.
I know.
At that point, Ruslin's gonna laugh to himself and try not to show that he understands.
It'll be a few hours of. It'll be a few hours of processing. Depending on if he is cooperative or if he's killed someone, it could be a day.
Are you meaning to imply that he would have a bail put on him if he murdered someone?
No.
I don't know.
I am being positive thinker.
Fair enough. Well, everyone, let's hope he hasn't murdered someone.
Well, he
Now,
doesn't
to the bar.
seem to be terribly murderous of people, just things.
Exactly. I have faith in him.
Or things that
You
he
shouldn't.
perceives as things.
Right, there's been plenty of people he's wanted to fight.
Well, yes, but they're generally seeming worth a fight. Most civilian folk aren't going to be much of a challenge.
Guards are heavily armed and armored, though. They may look like a threat.
And that hasn't stopped him from simply looking at like a random Goliath on the street and asking if he could kill.
And Ruslin's gonna kind of huff and be like, "Oh, simply minotaurs, and quote unquote, they seem more beasts." And Ruslin's like very visibly upset by that, considering he's a big old cow.
Yes, we really do need to clear that up.
Artoria, roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
as you're all walking and talking through the square.
Yeah, 11.
That's enough. As you're walking and talking, you see something that says "Fight Pit."
Ooh, yeah, we really ought to clear. Okay, bye, guys.
What?
She
Artoria?
starts walking.
Artoria, wait!
There is a man holding a sign.
Is Nick one of those guys that hold the signs and they're doing the weird flippy thing?
No,
Like,
because
he's
there's a lot of words on it.
Oh, fair enough.
What does the sign say?
It says "Open Contenders." Underneath that, "Fight Pit." And underneath that, "Bare fist or fully armed, come fight our champions for a prize of 5,000 gold pieces and your name immortalized."
Yeah, Artoria goes straight up to this man, spends like not that long reading it before just kind of looking straight up at him, like, okay, how do I register?
Head right inside, man.
Excellent.
By the way,
The-
Prudence says as following Artoria over. Did a very large man on an even larger cat come by here?
We get very large men all the time, normally for our fight pits, but none on a cat. No, there was one man being carried in by a tabaxi. He's inside.
Not that one. Thank you anyway. Ta.
Arx is actually going to follow Artoria because fighting for entertainment is something that he would be familiar with.
You find your way inside, and it is lavish and lush and beautiful. And even during these daylight hours, it is somewhat packed of people and noise and music and sounds and coins falling off of tables and people shouting and cheering and some people going, "Aww."
And some people going, yeah.
And at least one person going, 5 gold for 500, 5 gold for 500.
Uh-oh.
No.
Are they red?
Or blue.
Or blue?
Depends on the day. You see tables of cards, places where people are throwing dice. You see these small little creatures, these small little furry creatures running across a table all together down these almost maze-like structure. You see weird moving devices with pictures on the front of wheels.
Ruslin's interested in the small furry creatures.
Prudence is interested in the everything else. All the
All the
moving
moving
shit.
mechanisms.
Gregor.
You cut out what?
I only caught the beginning of an
I
Gregor.
heard Gregor people.
Oh,
Gregor is uncomfortable.
That's what I thought.
Well, welcome to the Hall of Luck in Korvash. If we are going to it, we might as well lose some money.
Artoria is just like beelining, just looking for anything that looks like a fight pit.
You make your way past the card and dice tables, and you find your way. There is a back counter with a large glowing sign. It's the words are lit up in a bright pink font that slowly shifts into red as the color shifts across the lettering that says "Fight Pit."
Just eyes light up, and she just goes over to the table.
Yeah, Arx isn't far behind her.
As Artoria realizes you're coming along, Artoria will totally like wrap an arm around your shoulder and be like, "Oh, you're coming to the fight pits, all right."
I would appreciate it if you would not touch me.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm so glad they went together.
Perfect.
Regardless, you're here. So, are you gonna fight with me? Wait, can you even do multiple people? Then she just like midway through the sentence of
Welcome, welcome, new contenders, I see. And behind the desk is a man with long black hair curled into a ponytail, red skin, very pushed up, almost pug-like nose, and fangs coming out the bottom lip. This is a hobgoblin.
Hmm.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You two look like strapping men and women. Are you here to compete?
Yes.
Now keep in mind, Ark still looks like a bog standard human.
They are playing you up.
They are fools.
Okay. We have a number of different activities for new competitors. And he pushes a ledger before you, and you see 3 different areas you can sign your name. One is a fists only, no armor, no magic, no weapons, beat down brawl. The next is a anything goes to unconsciousness, and the third is one-on-one against a monster.
Ooh, all of those sound good. Or not the fist fight. The last two sound good.
All of
Damn
those
it.
sound 8 AC. The last 2 sound good.
Damn it, Vishtara. Why are you such an idiot?
Because that's how you designed her.
Yeah. I have regrets, damn it.
Unfortunately, only one person to blame here.
Try something new, damn it.
Yeah, no. You're not getting blamed for it.
So, what can I get you doing? How can we offer you your own blood on the floor?
Hmm. Oh, sorry, I forget, because this is Payton. Did any of them say fight in pairs specifically, or?
No, all of them seem to one-on-one competitions.
Okay.
Does Artoria remember her the fancy dial affixed to her armor?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Kind of debate it. And do either of them are like prices listed or anything? Like, is this a board?
Yes, there is a 500 gold entry fee.
Okay. For no matter which mode.
Mhm.
Mode for which challenge.
Choose your character.
Yeah. Okay. How would we fight beasts all the time?
Then you might be a master at it.
But what's the fun in doing something you do all the time? I'll take on a 1v1 fight against another person.
Fists only, or
Everything included. And she'll clank a fist against her armor.
okay? Let's see who we have for you to fight. And as you write your name down on the book, he grabs it, turns it, flips a few pages. Oh, this will be a good one. You are going up against one of our more active competitors. And he
I can't
looks
wait.
up. There he is right now. And you turn and see a 8-foot tall, looming black dragonborn.
Ah.
Is this one actually a dragonborn?
Yes.
So not someone orcs would raid.
No.
Okay.
That is his manager on his shoulder, and you look, and on his shoulder is a small halfling. And both of them seem to be invested in a game of cards.
As they are walking?
No, they're standing
Okay,
over
okay.
at one of the tables.
Gotcha. Okay.
He is a regular, and at the moment, undefeated.
Hoo. Let's see if I can't change that.
And lots of you. And he motions to you, Arcs, and he turns the book back around.
Very well. Sign me up for the same competition as Artoria.
That's the spirit.
There is no spirit. This is just fun.
Wonderful. And
That's what
you fill out the name, and he takes the book back. Okay. Interesting. This one doesn't have a competitor yet, and he signed for all three, claiming he needs no weapon. This should be fun.
What?
I don't like that. That's a monk. I don't know any other class would be confident enough to go into a fight without a weapon.
Or armor.
Or armor.
Good.
Against note, a fight against anything with no weapon or armor.
Rest in peace.
Barbarians, I totally see going into fist fights. Not like monster fights without their weapon.
Well, we will call her name in the next 2 to 3 hours. That is when the arena opens and the crowds are let in. You'll be brought down into a waiting area until your names are called. And then you will fight until your opponent or yourself lose consciousness.
Excellent.
Wunderbar.
May luck be in your favor, and I hope to see you soon. And you both pay your 500 gold fee. And are released back into the wilds of the casino.
500.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
It is a 5,000 gold prize if you win.
Wait. Oh, because he's the reigning champion.
Yes.
Excellent. Can I beat my own character?
Wait, what?
What?
Don't worry about it.
And here I was hoping that I would be up against you. After contributing to saving your life, I'm wondering if it was worth the cost.
You mean like my kicking ass the past like all the time hasn't yet?
Quite frankly, no.
Just narrows her eyes like, you bitch.
Even more savage.
So, as these two were getting acquainted with the idea of beating the shit out of people, Prudence, you are with Martin and Ruslan, and Andorus is somewhere.
I
Get distracted by something shiny.
exist.
Gregor is in the corner, uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Wishing they were anywhere but a casino.
This gets really uncomfortable if a social gathering has more than 5 people.
There are, in
You
fact,
know
more
what?
than 5 people
Same.
Very legit.
He sits in a corner with a plate of food and hope no one talks to him.
Does the owner of the house you're at the party at have a dog? No? Fuck.
here. It is an important question.
Fuck it, I'll summon my own dog.
Please don't. I don't need
The
two people going to jail.
The party's dog is already in chains right now.
Oof.
No, Gregor's that dumb.
That Vishtara being the party's dog.
So, what are you all up to as you wander the casino?
Ruslin's interested in looking at the fuzzy things.
Okay. You make your way over, and they are like small rats of various colored fur.
Ruslin loves them already, 100%.
And there is a long table, and on the front of it is a bunch of little cages with doors that swing open, and at the end of it is a pile of like deshelled nuts and some dried fruits. And as you watch, it's a simple game. It looks like people are just betting on which of the rats they think will win the race, and then the cages are all lifted up at once, and the rats run through the maze.
Does it look like the rats are happy?
Roll an insight check on the rats.
Oh no.
Animal handling?
Well, you're not handling them, and you can't actually get close to the table. There's a divider that keeps you away from being like against the table.
Okay, so I rolled a 19 and it's a +5. So
Okay.
24.
The rats they don't look unhappy and they don't look mistreated. Some of them look a little hungrier than others, but mostly probably because they haven't been winning.
Ruslin wants to make friends with them somehow.
Befriend the rats.
like how close can I get to the table?
There is a 5-foot divide between anyone getting near the actual racing area and themselves.
Oh, that's fine.
There's a betting area, and there are guards. There are 2 like bouncers that are standing by the rats to make sure that no one does anything funny to them.
So Ruslin is going to use some of his life experience and not just go to the rats, but will kind of like observe the rats and kind of like, even if they can't see me or anything, I'm gonna like wave and talk to them as if they could as I'm making my way to the betting table, and I'm just gonna say things like, "Oh, you all look like you're working hard. How much fun! Oh, you're all very cute," and we'll like go over and like see how much a bet is.
One of the guards gives you a weird look. A bunch of the patrons give you a much weirder look.
Just totally doesn't mind at all. We'll just smile happily at them.
You approach the betting table, and there's a gentleman in a fine suit, with long pointed ears. Yes, next, please step forward, and he waves you forward.
Hello, I'm a bit new to the casinos. How much is a bet here?
Oh, this is 25 gold on whichever rat you think will win the race.
We'll kind of like brace himself at that number, and we'll like look over to the rats. Oh, all right. Yes, I'll bet around.
Yo, they're missing out on profits charging people for a petting zoo.
Yeah. They would make so much money if they did a petting zoo.
Or people would get their
Russell
hands
would
bit and
join.
then
Sue.
Yes, the medieval equivalent of Sue.
Here, you cannot come back at us for any reason involving pet. Drop off your kids with the perfectly tamed and trained monsters. And go spend the night betting, ignoring them.
Okay. Well, do you know which routes you would like to bet on?
Odd question. Can I meet with them or no?
We don't let our patrons go near the rats, but I can tell you about them if you wish.
That'd be appreciated.
Okay, first we have Jasper. He's been the current champion of the day. He's been running very well. A lot of money bet on him. Small returns, but he's a safe bet. You have Dylan, who is... Why did my computer just die? Thank you, computer. Please don't do that again. I need the names of these rats.
Mine did that the other day.
Jasper, as you look, Jasper is first of the cage, is a large, kind of chubby white rat. Next one is Dylan. He is our underdog. He's been a good competitor of recent days, but hasn't won anything. He's due for a win any day now, any moment now. Past that is Kazai, and you see a very black-furred, a very dark black-furred rat. Normally good, wins occasionally. They are fast, but they are sometimes get themselves lost. Suna is our resident desert mouse, and you see a much smaller, compact rat in the fourth cage. And finally, Ko, and they are from Varod, where I'm sure they existed purely on running. They are new to our establishment, however.
I see. Which of them has been losing the most?
Oh, that would be Pazai. They haven't been doing very well, although... Yes, Quasai's been the one coming in the last.
Alright, I'll bet on them.
Wonderful. Don't you have gold pieces?
Russell will, like, take it and go to drop it. His hand will, like, clench around it, and then he'll kind of breathe and let go of the 25.
Okay.
And Russell just, like, as he, like, walks away from the betting bench, will kind of call to Quasi, you'll do great. I believe in you. And we'll
You
just kinda,
see,
like, cheer him
the
on.
rat like lift up and look proud, and then his face gets anime shadows across it, and his abs become very defined.
You are filled with determination.
Oh, jeez.
I want him to win now.
Last call for Rats Run. Last call for Rats Run. And the elf takes a step back, collects all the money. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And as she brings her hand down, all the cages are lifted up, and all the rats take off running.
Just enthusiastic cheering from Rustlin.
Right out of the gate, Jesper takes off in a very quick march down the maze, and the race is made up of basically mazes that are all the same length, quickly, Jasper takes off running and takes the lead, followed quickly by Ko, who's keeping fairly good pace. Suna is following after Ko. Dylan lags a little behind, and then Quasi is last. The rats continue to run forward. Jasper starts to fall behind as Ko starts to pick up the speed, and then all of a sudden, Suna's burst in front of them, and then coming from behind, big anime arms pounding into the maze is Quasi.
I'm just gonna be like telling him directions, like, come on, you can do it.
They're all running. Suna starts to catch up and starts to pass Quasi. Dylan starts to pass Suna. Jasper lags behind and starts to take the rear end of the pack as Ko passes them by. It comes close, and Suna makes it to the end first, followed quickly by Quasi.
Russell's still enthusiastically cheering. Like, yeah, you did so good.
You are returned your 25 gold for getting second place. And there are a lot of unhappy people walking away with nothing.
Russell totally counts this as a win. He's like, the rat got a snack, didn't have to, like, waste 25 gold. That was fun.
Yes, and as you watched, as the second place got through, the door was closed, and the other rats go hungry for that race.
Russell wants them all.
They have to run fast for their food.
Russell later comes back to the group. Guys, I have a bunch of children now.
I have a bunch of children. We need to leave the city.
Guys, we need to
So,
go.
Vishtar's not the only one going to jail?
Yeah. Guys, we need to leave. Why? Squeak. No reason. We just need to go. From the back, a Blackford Tadoxy. Has anyone seen Dusk?
No.
We need to leave.
Yes, it's my secret to all of my characters. None of them are actually adventurers, and they all love animals.
Oh, God.
Prudence, you are inspecting the moving parts.
She's inspecting the moving parts and not terribly paying attention to all the gambling stuff. Though in the back of her mind, like, she knows that she could probably count cards real easy, but and, like, she wants to, but we already have someone who's probably in jail if she fucks up.
You approach the slot machines, and they are interesting. They are mechanical, purely.
She'll do a slot and just kind of watch what it does, how it works.
Okay. You throw five gold pieces into the machine, and it starts to turn on its own. I need you to roll 3d6, and to win, you need to either get numbers consecutively as 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, or all the same.
I'll do that on the actual roll 20. How many? Cat! The moment I have to roll something, come here. 3d6, you said?
3d6.
Boing.
You put your money in, it rolls, it rolls, it rolls. You see a pineapple show up, and then a set of cherries, and then a crown. And it makes a bwah, bwah noise, and you're wondering how it made that sound. And you suddenly really want to take it apart.
Yeah, she does. Cause she's wondering if there's a way to game the system, because it's mechanicals. But
you know what? Let me try. And Martin will step forward and put money into it as well.
She's gonna listen to it.
You hear a roll perception check. I will give you advantage because you are an you.
Oh, nice. Let me check my. I think it's a 4. perception. 18, 20, 23.
You hear after a certain amount of time, you hear clink, 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 and that's the rollers stopping all at once.
She just
Each
kind of
one
mutters to
stopping in order.
herself, like, maybe with magnets?
You also look over, and a couple machines down from you, you see one dude just coin after coin after coin after coin. I can do it. I can do it. Just betting and betting and betting and betting.
Without
I know
taking
the
it
feeling.
apart, there's no real way to know if they're rigged. But, he's thinking probably.
It.
She's gonna put another 5 gold in, and this is more like her experimenting, and she'll try to do it on the down low, cause her racial spell is Mage Hand. I don't know if it's possible if she could like watching the spinny and just kind of try to stop the rollers.
They go very fast until they stop. Like it's almost a blur. The way they are turning.
Do they slow down to stop, or do they just go poof, like stop?
They just kind of you did hear inside a spring extend a little bit as they stopped. So it looks like something catches it, is pulled a little, and then pulls it back into position. But you throw in another 5 gold?
Yeah, she's gonna try to sneakily fuck with it, but she's only gonna do it like the one time and not like continually try to win. She's more trying to like feel how the machine works.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check first.
What is my core sleight of hand? Oh, I have a lot of
And
that. That's good.
I'll say with advantage because Martin sees what you're doing and leans over you to cover your hands.
With advantage.
Because he also would like to figure out how this thing takes money from him all of the time.
24.
Okay, you managed to cast Mage Hand.
So
I will allow you to replace 1d6 of your roll.
Okay.
So roll 3d6.
Can I replace that one so it's a 3? I mean, like the
No,
2.
a 2.
That one
Yeah,
die, so it's a 3. That's what.
You can roll another d6.
Roll, please. Damn.
Nope. You try as you might. You grab it with your Mage Hand to make it stop yourself, and it still turns just enough for the 5 turn where an uneven pattern appears.
Does it feel like it's forcing itself, like she was like poking at all, and like does it feel like it's forcing itself to go off, or is this like a legit, like this is just
It seems to be random chance.
Okay. Because like she was mostly checking to see if it was like rigged to not function the way it should theoretically function to make people lose.
It seems to be made purely for random chance.
And that's why Riffin hated them so much. Because they were his specialty and he could not do it.
So
Riffin cheated in every way possible, and he still couldn't do it.
He still couldn't win.
I mean, he bent the very fabric of time and space.
And he still lost!
He had one job!
And then a tabaxi who he barely has met walks in 500 gold richer with one try.
Rip.
That tabaxi almost had their shoulder eaten.
Well,
About 5 seconds.
she'll
later.
lean
It
back.
was an unrelated event.
Like she'll lean back into Martin and be like, "Well, it's not rigged."
Still, it benefits the house more than it benefits us.
There's a lot of chance in one of these.
Mm-hmm.
See, I
He
would be
rubs your
better
shoulder.
at. He's like, I would be better at cards.
Shall we?
Sure.
He motions over to a table where they're playing blackjack. Gregor, are you doing anything in the casino, or are you just being uncomfortable?
I guess I'm looking around, but it's just like, this is all. This is all new to me. It's a little overwhelming.
Okay. You start to just kind of wander and hope that you don't get lost. Let's have everyone but Vishtara, who's in prison right now. Say you all converge at the blackjack table,
Yeah, I want to play blackjack.
and we'll fucking
works.
play some blackjack.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll watch.
How long has it
Prudence
been by
would-
now?
Like,
About 30 minutes.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I
I'll
don't
just
know
watch.
how.
You were given it in an hour, so.
It's been years since I played blackjack.
I have never played blackjack, and Prudence could probably count cards pretty easily, and I have no idea how that works.
Oh man, I love blackjack.
All right, you all sit down. There is a 50 gold piece charge to play,
Okay.
Oh, damn.
and you're playing against not only the dealer but each other.
No, Rosen's out.
Artoria takes a seat.
Prudence plops down.
A game about intelligence? Hell yeah.
Arx will take a seat.
Why am I not seeing Gregor on this list of people?
So, what exactly is this game?
The person who's shuffling the cards looks over at you, Arx, and goes, "You are trying to get the numbers on your cards to reach 21 or as high as possible." And they turn a card over. The face cards, and you tap the card with the king on it, they are worth... Let me see if I remember how to play blackjack. They are worth 10 each. And the ace, they pull another card, is worth either 1 or 11. And this, and they pull out the joker, is worth anything you want it to be worth.
I see.
Artoria raises his hand, including 21?
Anything under 10, dear.
Ah.
So, anything under 10, but not 10?
It can be 10.
Ah.
My apologies.
No, that's okay. I'm just trying to understand this game. We
And
do
you're
not have
playing?
it from where I'm from.
And you're playing both against myself or your companions here at the table. A tie goes to the dealer, and we will see what comes of it.
So the goal is 21 or higher?
21 or under. As close to 21 as you can get without going over it. If you go over it, you are immediately out of the game.
I see. I will keep this in mind.
And she starts to spit out cards. And I think that this will keep them hidden from everyone but yourself, but I could be very wrong. And we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Gregor's not participating, but he's being like the supportive dad. Like, are you winning, kids?
And she will start with Artoria. Hit or pass.
How do I look at my... Okay, here's how I look at my card. Hit.
How do I look at the cards?
Artoria. So, fuck, I forget how Blackjack works. If you get 21, do you immediately reveal?
Yes.
Or, oh yeah, she puts down an 8, a 6, and a Joker.
Well done, well done. Let's see if anyone else competes.
I
And she
don't know how
turns
to look at my cards.
click
Click on-
cards at your name.
By my name?
Mm-hmm.
Aha!
With the ones right above it.
Okay, I see. So who was next?
Wait, so is it 50 gold per hand?
Yes.
So Artoria went. Who's doing next?
You.
Oh, me? Hit.
Mhm.
Do you give card or do I take card? There we go.
A gift card.
Accurate.
Staying or hitting, pro?
Hold on. I have to send my cat away.
You do know that someone at the table is at 21.
The cat must be banished.
And if it's a tie between them two, the house gets it, yes?
If it's a tie between the house and the player, then the house gets it. But if it's a tie between two players, you split the pot.
Okay.
Oh.
She's going to what's it? Stay? I don't know what to say. Not.
Arcs.
I will stay.
Dealer's going to play. Dealer busts.
Whoa!
Very unfortunate
really.
for myself and my own employers, but very good for you, man. What do the rest of you have?
A queen of spades and a jack of spades is what arcs would flip over.
Okay, that would... I forget if that counts as 21 or not.
No,
Two-face?
that's 20.
20.
That's 20.
Two-face cards is 20.
I did not mean to steal. No. I can't see what you all have.
19, an ace, 5, and 3.
Okay, Artoria gets it. There was 150 on the table. So Artoria gets times 3 is 450.
Oh! She has almost made back what she put down to fight.
Artoria, you are pushed a pile of gold in front of you.
Yes.
She gets 4 thumbs up.
Hometown represents. I immediately forgot what our town's name was, Artoria.
Hometown.
What?
Hometown.
Our town where we were from.
Oh, fuck. What is the name of our hometown? I have that in a Google Doc, but not in a...
Me too.
not
Like,
in this
oh,
character.
I slipped it in.
Do you need it? Because I can grab it real quick.
Eh. Oh, it's gonna bother me if I don't remember the name.
As you're all playing games and enjoying yourself and winning some money, surprisingly. Riffin somewhere in the background going, motherfucker.
Too sorry.
Kisara.
Yeah.
Vishtara,
So,
you have been carried into a large prison and tossed into a cell.
Cool.
Another pair of guards comes and takes the restraints off you without saying anything, and the door behind them is locked as they leave.
I just kind of look around the place, kind of trying to discern the purpose of it.
It is a small 5x5 stone and metal bar structure that you're in, with a single, not so comfortable bed that's hanging on chains, and a chamber pot.
He gets the bed. He does not understand the chamber pot.
Oh no.
He just kind of keeps looking around and I guess has a seat since he doesn't really know what else to do. I don't understand this place. He just thinks to himself.
As you are sitting and contemplating what this place is, another figure approaches the cage and knocks on the bars.
Look over.
Hello, yes, and you see a elven woman of dark, almost gray skin. Hello, I am in need of some information from you. We process you for crimes against the city of Corvash and the kingdom of Corethan. Please state your name.
I have a few questions. Also,
Please state your name.
again, this is all telepathic because he doesn't speak out loud. What exactly is a crime?
The woman audibly sighs. Please state your name.
I'm called Vishtara.
Starts to write down on a little clipboard type thing. Your age?
He looks visibly confused.
Your age, sir. Being difficult will not help you here.
I don't know what age is.
Right. Unknown. Your species.
I am Vishtara.
Unknown. You are being held for a disturbance of the peace, endangering the local populace, and resisting arrest. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Could be put on record for why you decided to take your large predatory beast and charge it down our lovely streets.
I was told by a friend that I can hunt a creature, and I lost it. And now I'm here, and I do not know why. Do you mind explaining this? What are these? I was told something about the law earlier.
You were told to hunt something. Do you have a card of the Hunters Guild?
He pulls out the card from his pocket. Oh,
And are
I
you
think I do.
currently on a mission that involves this creature that you were so brutally chasing down the street?
No, I'm after a different creature.
So you were not chasing a creature that you were licensed to hunt, and instead were chasing some random beast in our city. Now, I will inform you, all of the beasts within the city are categorized and kept in record as pets or servants of one of the residents here. We did not have stray beasts. So, I can
Hmm.
only assume that you were
This
going
does.
to murder someone's pet.
Hmm. And what exactly is a pet?
Ignorance will only get you so far, and this drunk act is not helping you at all.
He just gives a kind of head cock. Drunk. No, I'm not drunk.
Right.
I
Well,
wish I
this
was.
will all be going on record. We will return later with your fine and sentence. And the woman taps the quill against the clipboard and turns and starts to walk away.
I still don't know what a law is. You did not explain that. Can I go? What is this place again?
There is no answer.
Hmm.
What are the rest of you up to?
I feel so bad.
Oh,
I mean, that's hilarious, but damn.
Vistara.
You brought a wild beast into the city and didn't explain to them what anything is, and then also Moonshadow.
Who is still, by the way, just wandering the city.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
It could be much worse, but we don't know that. What is disc
Aww.
Who needs desk space when you got company?
So cute.
So the rest of you are enjoying your gambling and your fun, just having a blast.
I actually would not mind another round at this blackjack.
Is anyone else joining?
Yeah, I'll go another.
Okay.
I would say yes, but I can't play the way Prudence would play.
Actually, as you were looking at the deck, Prudence,
Mhm.
it's smaller than an actual card deck. There are cards missing from it. In fact, it seems to be only 2/3 of a deck.
Huh.
And you quickly surmise this might be to prevent people from doing exactly what
Yeah.
you're trying to do. It is something they actually do in Vegas.
That's when you just adjust your counting.
She'd have to know how many cards there are. So yeah, she just huffs, and she'll sit and play one more time.
Gregor, Rustlin.
Enthusiastic dad.
Enthusiastic dad.
Yeah.
Alright, let's play one more.
We're the awkward tourist dads.
You are both dealt 2 more cards.
Ugh.
Corey, you're first.
Stay.
Corey stays. Prudence, you're pointed at next.
Stays. Did you hear me? Am I making noises?
Now
You
you
are
are.
now.
Okay.
Now.
I said stay.
Okay. Arcs.
Me as a player, I need a moment. I'll hit.
That's the way to do it. I'd like to think that Arcs actually took out a coin and flipped it. make things better. Hit.
Nope, that's a bust. Okay.
Alright, dealer's going to hit because dealer has to stop at 18. Dealer hits 18. Reveal.
17.
A king and a 9.
Artoria wins again.
Damn.
Yep.
Just more enthusiastic
Eight of
cheering.
spades, 8 of clubs, ace of spades, 7 of spades.
Got a 10 and a 7. I was like,
Artoria, you're presented with another 450 gold pieces.
She just kind of sweeps it up. Like, oh, sorry, bad manners. Also, she looks between the two of them, looks at the goal and is like, this, whatever.
I posted Discord. Gregor, that's what Gregor did.
Oh, is that what my do was?
Thank you, Tenzin.
Oh, man.
You all, Artoria, you get up from the table feeling heavier.
Just a coin purse weighing her down.
Somewhere in a different dimension, Riffin is just crying.
To be fair, Riffin never played Jack.
Jack.
We all have never played Jack Black.
Our favorite could
What are you
handle
talking
what-
about? I play him on the frequent.
No one could handle that power.
You
There's too
all
much
get up,
power for him.
feeling, having fun. Not winning, some of you, but having fun. You understand suddenly the dangers of this place.
Haha, Artoria hasn't learned her lesson yet, and it's gonna be rough when she does.
Well, Artoria, you made your money back.
I did. I have now profited. And could
Something-
probably redistribute the 100 gold each to Prue and Arcs and still have made a profit.
Wanna pay my fines? Okay.
And that! Once we find out that they exist.
See, the thing is, Arx really doesn't have a attachment to any money, wealth whatsoever.
Physical objects.
Yeah, he's just like, yes, it pays for services, but otherwise, who cares?
Fair enough.
Roslan has a spending problem, so he already knows that he can't. He doesn't want to
Well,
get yelled at.
As much as I'd like to see you all lose money, there are other things outside of this casino just down the road that you may be interested in, especially as adventurous.
Please, let's get out of here, please. Please.
Called for a fight.
What?
You've got an
I
hour.
am set for a fight as well.
You also have like an hour.
I have a pocket watch. I can keep track of time.
Okay.
So I must ask, what are these other things?
I know a guy who runs a shop down the road.
What kind of
One
shit?
I used to work for. And
Knows
he
a guy.
he waves his fingers around and a few sparks leap off his finger. The magical kind.
Arx does the same.
Roslan's like walking out the door.
Yep.
He's ready.
That does seem like the kind of person you would know.
Good time as any to pick up some things for a project we're working on. Smirks over at Rustlin.
Finger guns.
Gregor's already at the door. He's done being here.
Alright, don't let me be late.
Artoria having a hard time talking with all this money. Money!
Has any?
Do you need to drop off any more of that in the bag?
Is it?
And don't worry, my pocket watch actually works.
She'll kind of go like shing shing shing,
Mine works.
and then
And
like
she'll ring
just
it to make an alarm. Yes, but hers makes a giant tower.
Alright, but like set 2, so in case the first one goes off and like we get
We
distracted.
sleep through it.
And
Yeah, I
our-
haven't said it's. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna do. Sorry. No, go ahead.
That's fair because when I have to set alarms for work, I have to set 2 alarms in case I fall back asleep.
Oh, see, I can set like 50 alarms and it won't wake me up.
Yeah, no,
Oh, damn.
I ain't waking up for nothing.
Sleep like the dead.
Yeah, I'm literally dead when I'm asleep.
Oh, I wish I had that problem.
So you all make your way out, and Martin takes you down the road. And
Oh, but-
you come to a somewhat large shop.
Oh, but does
Absolutely.
Prudence open the bag for Artoria to dump more gold in?
If she wants to, sure.
Yeah, Artoria will walk in over, like look at the bag, be like, God, I can't count, and then just start pouring gold coins until there's less in it.
How many? So I could put...
And Randy, yeah, random number generated 2,341 fell in. Sorry.
Bag of holding. Okay, hold on. What was that?
2,341 coins fell in.
2,341 monies.
Bags
Cat.
of holding are so handy.
So nice. And that was approximately 50 pounds of gold coins that she just dumped in the bag.
What's the carry capacity of a bag of holding?
A lot.
It's
500
square
pounds.
footage, I thought.
Yeah, 500. It's
500
square feet.
pounds.
So plenty.
Oh,
Well, she has a ton of shit in there already. It's starting likely to get to capacity. She has like a bunch of metal.
oh shit! I have a lot more room than in mine.
So you all walk down the street, and you are met with a large shop that is adorned in these bright blue and gold outlining of the actual stone is deep, almost cobalt blue. These long trails of gold that outline the store itself.
Oh,
Rosen's gonna like look at the blue and just like nod in appreciation.
Be ready. He is a bit of an eccentric. And Martin swings the door open. Jazal! And you see from across the store, and you see walls of weapons and armor and big tables full of big glass covered tables full of rings and pieces of parchment.
ooh.
And leaning up behind the counter is a large lion folk.
Oh.
Ooh.
A big, glorious mane that at the ends of it are braided and beaded. He's got rings over all of his clawed fingers, these beautiful blue and silver and gold robes flowing down him. My friend Martin! He steps across the counter and starts to make your way over to you guys.
Arx adopts of Ishtar's voice. Can I hunt it?
The Rosen's triggered.
Corner. Go sit in the corner and think about what you did.
Well, since he is not with us, I figured I would ask.
Martin and the lion folk hug, and then he turns to you all. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome to the Jewel of the Sands Magic Emporium.
Ooh.
Prue's eyes are all sparkly.
So is Gregor's.
There
like,
are
like
so many.
hands up to her chin, just like.
You said there were armor and weapons.
Yes.
Artoria is probably less interested. I mean, interested because it's a lion folk, but also more just looking around like, ooh, like already distracted by armament.
What was it called again?
Jewel of the Sands Magic Emporium.
It's very nice to meet you, sir. This is a
I am
beautiful
Giselle.
place. Is what?
I am Giselle, and I am so happy to make all of your acquaintances.
Yes, same to you. I'm Rustlin. And we'll extend a hand thing.
He grabs your hand and shakes it and gives it a nice squeeze. Gives you a firm handshake.
Returns a sailor's handshake.
Now, please, enter, enter.
Mhm.
Have the run of the shop. There are various weapons, pieces of armor. You see hats and robes. Is there anything I can interest you in? Anything you may want or need? Or wish to trade?
Artoria probably hefts like a really, at this point, rusted and busted greatsword. Like something better than this.
Would you like something exactly like that, or just something?
Oh, just something. I've got the axe. She gestures to it, which is probably shiny because it's magical. But swords have always been more my. They just feel better in my hands.
Swords alone, then.
Big, and she like gestures the length of the sword, like big sword, like not just like this, and gestures to the long sword at her hip, also probably rusted and busted.
Come with me. I have many a new weapon that has come in recently. For your choice, and he shows off a various collection of weapons. There are pikes and crossbows and warhammers. There's a long sword and a great sword and a very ornate-looking spear.
She'll look at the swords first.
These are heavily enchanted, both of them, and he places his hands on the longsword and the greatsword. They are nearly hell-bent on carving through whatever you wish to see destroyed. This one, as well, this is a bit more of a mean little bastard. It, well, when you land a solid blow, it becomes far more solid.
Ooh. And what about the other one?
So, for the record, he's pointing out a +3 longsword, a +3 greatsword, and a vicious greatsword.
Oh. Oh, okay, I understand now. Wait, did you say +3?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to almost level 10, oh boy.
Fuck monkeys.
You got the money for it.
yeah, she's just like, ooh.
There's
looks
also
nice.
a +1 pike sitting there, and a pike of warning, as well as a maul of warning.
What does of warning do?
Tell you as soon as I
Alarm!
find the descriptor, because I had it and now it is gone.
If I recall
Also,
correctly,
what-
the of warnings make it to where you can't be surprised.
Rip Vishtara in jail. Missing out on all this.
You also have advantage on initiative rolls. And
Technically,
everyone within 30
Prudence's
feet of you.
arms are of warning.
Fair.
Oh, then no one in the party can be surprised anyways.
Well,
No, Prue can't be surprised.
Prue
Everybody
can't be
else
surprised, the rest of you
Oh.
can.
Of warning things, normally.
She has the alert feat.
Ah, yes, that.
What does it mean when an item has a plus?
You add plus to its attack and damage rolls. There's
It's
also
that
a
much
+3
better at
spear.
being itself.
Payton.
What's her?
There's also a +3 spear.
Ooh, okay. She's much more looking at the +3 greatsword. Just like, ooh.
It is shined and ornate. It looks like glass. It is a black glass sword.
Oh.
And you look at the price tag, and it says 24,100 gold pieces.
You can visibly see just like the smile go to a
You
she's
have-
looking at it.
You have the money for it. You just barely have the money for it.
Does, but they need that money for the boat.
It costs
She was a
more than
heavy
a boat.
influence.
The sword as well looks to be of the same make. It is the same. It's long, black, almost feather-like in shape.
Ooh.
Glass sword with runes etched into the glass.
It's mocking you. My mind is telling me no.
The vicious
body.
greatsword.
Yeah,
For the record,
she'll kind of look like slowly look at the hopefully more reasonably priced item.
the vicious greatsword deals 7 additional points of damage whenever you land a crit,
Oh, okay.
and that is a much more reasonable 1,600 gold pieces.
Doesn't have like a +1 on top of it though. It's just a +7.
No, it's
Okay,
just the
okay.
vicious. It's just the vicious. So when you crit,
Cool.
you get an additional 6 points of damage
That's not too bad.
of the weapons type.
All right, I figured. If anybody else is near her, she'll slow. Or if Prudence specifically, I guess, because she has all the gold is near them,
Mhm.
she'll slowly look like. Do we have the funds for that?
Considering what you dropped in here before, probably.
I mean, I know we do, but like.
There's also armor.
But like Artoria's not going to look at it because that would just be blatantly insulting Prudence if she was like, oh, thanks for the cool magical armor, and then walks off and looks at more magical armor. So she's not doing that.
Gregor
But
is looking at the robes.
Okay. While you're deciding, there are for you, and you walk over and there's robes and hats and things like that. There's 2 different robes of useful items.
Mhm.
That are. There is a hat of disguise.
Hmm.
You see a pair of gloves that are hanging off with this kind of spider-like pattern attached to them.
Ooh.
You also see, as I scroll through this list here of all of this fun stuff. Nope, that's it. That's it for robes and clothing type objects. Oh,
Oh,
and
there-
there is a cloak of protection.
Oh. Does the cloak look nice?
The cloak looks like much like what the lion folk is wearing. It is a blue cloak, a bright navy blue cloak with silver lining on the inside. The inside of it itself is a deep, almost velvet red material with a clasp that looks like a shield that locks it all together.
Ooh.
Prudence is more looking for materials for Rustlin's thing, for the puzzle box, and to modify her pocket watch.
You don't see much in the way of material components. You do see that in a single locked glass container, there are a number of gems aligned.
Are there
Some
any
of them enchanted.
diamonds?
Some of them are enchanted. Some of them are not. There is a diamond, very large, beautiful, with like this hint of almost green as you look through it in the case. Valued at 1,500 gold pieces.
That's way more than we need.
There's also a sapphire of larger size that's valued the same. And there is within that a enchanted gem. There's a gem of an elemental gem that is a similar sapphire color, and a emerald next to that.
Out of character question. Is it possible to make multiples of those amulets, considering you would only need 300? Pardon me,
Yes.
300 gold's worth? Okay.
So, like,
So that would be 5 of them.
yeah, like, could we break up the diamond, or does it need to
You
be
can-
like a perfectly cut diamond worth 300? Like, you know, like that's the question.
Specifically Revivify requires you to have diamonds worth 300 gold pieces. So you could take a very beautiful diamond and have a jeweler break it down into smaller pieces and use those pieces.
Well, there you go. There's your problem solved.
Yep.
Prudence will snag the thing then.
This is like gonna stare at it with like glowing eyes, like, ooh, sparkle.
Though me being the person that I am, there is going to be some waste involved.
There would be, yes.
A bit.
So
you'd probably only get 4 instead of 5.
mhm.
But Prue, she doesn't have jeweler's stuff. Would I guess depending on the jeweler, like insist on keeping the dust, because dust could be used for things too. Like keep the waste, essentially. So
Yeah, I don't see how that would be 300 gold's worth of waste, though.
Right, but the spell requires 300 gold worth of diamond. You would have technically less than 300 gold in whatever was remaining after being split up.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I just wanted to
You'd
clarify that
probably
point,
get
'cause I was
about
like,
300 gold piece diamonds, about 150 gold piece diamond, and then 150 gold worth of dust.
yeah.
yeah, that'd be fair. Let me not take that.
So you said cloak of protection, hat of disguise, and just
2
nothing...
robes of useful items and gloves of missile snaring.
robes of useful items?
Robe of many things.
Without the downsides, they're just like very. They have patches on them that have a bunch
They're
of stuff.
fun. Like you could pull off a rowboat off of one of them.
Like you can pull off mastiffs.
Just, I need a friend.
Here, pull the puppo off. Cuddle.
I will say, as you look at the robes, they are very expensive, despite how goofy they look.
And what about shields?
There are some shields. There is a spell guard shield. Beautiful, almost crystal-like front of it. To a kite shield. There is a shield of missile attraction. It has a very cartoonish like bullseye pattern draped in a ruby across the front of the shield itself, almost as a jest to the person that would use it.
And you said a shield of missile attraction?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that shield.
Interesting. The shield of missile attraction, I'm assuming it's just the bog standard one that has the curse and everything?
This one does not have the you can't drop it
Okay.
effect. It is essentially just attracts missiles to you. It doesn't have the. It is not cursed, air quotes. That is just its effect.
Okay. And you said there was a spell guard shield and what else?
The Spellguard Shield and the Missile Attraction Shield.
Okay. How much do both of those run?
The Spellguard Shield is 75,000 gold pieces,
Oh,
and the Shield of Missile Attraction is 9,000.
Of which Arcs does not have anywhere near for either. So, just passive curiosity.
What do the accessories look like?
The rings?
Yeah.
All right, you have a ring that looks like the head of a ram on it, called a Ring of the Ram. There is a Ring of Warmth. It's this kind of blue, it almost looks like ice as you look at it. You see a rod, a long rod with like a horse on one end and a tower on the other. You also see a ring that's a feather. Looks like a metal feather that's been turned into a ring. Next to that actually is a feather. Actual feather sitting in the glass case.
All right, Rustin's just gonna ask what every single one of these do because I have no idea.
And then there is a staff sitting in there. This very black onyx staff.
that's my aesthetic.
Yeah, right.
The ring of the crystal, almost ice-looking ring, is a ring of warmth. It gives you resistance to cold damage, and when you wear it, anything you are wearing, you and whatever you are wearing, are unharmed by temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold boy ring.
We need a ring that does for opposite temperature.
The ring that's in the shape of the feather, it basically has your always have the feather fall effect on you at all times. The Ring of the Ram allows you to use one or all of its 3 charges to make a spell attack that fires a ram's head at someone, and if it hits, it does force damage and pushes the enemy away from you. You can also use it to break down things like doors or walls.
Okay, and what's the staff do?
The staff is a staff of power, and it allows you to do batshit things.
Excellent.
It allows you
alright,
to deal an extra additional 1d6 points of force damage by expelling a charge when you make a melee attack with it. If you're holding the staff, you can cast Cone of Cold, Fireball, Globe of Invulnerability, Hold Monster, Levitate, Lightning Bolt, Magic Missiles, Ray of Enfeeblement, and Wall of Force by expending
Sorcerer,
charges.
Warlock, or Wizard, by the by.
Mm-hmm. It also lets you... it basically allows you to cause a massive explosion by breaking the staff in half. You either travel to a different plane of existence, or you do not. When you do that. And that one is worth 144,000 gold pieces.
Oh,
Oof.
that hurts my soul.
It is a game-breaking item.
How much for it individually? The ram, the warmth, and the feather fall.
And the final thing on it is a Ball's feather token of the bird.
Mm.
And that allows you to deliver as if you use it, you can either summon a pigeon that acts as a carrier pigeon that can deliver a written message to a recipient without fail, or it could summon a larger bird that can carry a parcel up to 50 pounds for up to 144 miles.
Or to summon a goose to terrorize a village.
Yonk yonk.
Did that just
Sadly.
turn
So-
to Geek Simulator?
Shionk.
So-
The Ring of the Ram is 7,500 gold pieces.
How much is the cloak, the hat, and the gloves?
The cloak is 5,250 gold pieces.
Oh,
The hat is 7,500 gold pieces. And the gloves are 4,500 gold pieces.
I can't afford any of that.
I'd like to examine the Ring of Warmth.
Ring
Also
of
in
Warmth
Greenblade.
is 1,500 gold pieces.
Great.
Question.
What did? Oh, good.
Sorry. Does he call it the Ring of Warmth?
Yes.
Artoria's gonna like look for Martin and be like, "Hey, we're going to a desert, right? Like it's super hot.
For some of us, yes.
Is there a ring of Kobf?"
I don't think so. I'm sure it can be made, but I don't think there's one.
Yeah, Ruslan already had an idea, but he doesn't want to be rude and bring it up in somebody else's shop.
I appreciate Martin like not just outright insulting Artoria, just being like, "Yeah, there may be."
I mean, and he looks over to Prudence. Sweetheart, do you feel like inventing something?
Always.
Perfect. We can probably do that.
And she's going to, whenever Lion Dude is not busy, she's gonna saunter up to him and be like, ask like, "Did you make all these yourself?"
I do, in fact. I am an enchanter by profession.
And she's gonna want to pick his mind on like some aspects of things and just ramble very fast.
Roll. Okay, I want you to roll a persuasion check for me, and then a basic charisma check.
Persuasion. Natural 20. And what was
Perfect. Don't bother with the charisma
the?
check.
Okay.
You can ask whatever you feel like asking.
She probably has a lot more questions than my small brain. Like.
You can DM them to me
Yes.
as you get them. He answers all of them. Gregor, there is a single emerald. It is an enchanted emerald.
Is there a price?
There is a price. The price is 1,440 gold pieces.
How is it enchanted?
It is an elemental gem. When you use it, you break the gem on the ground, and it casts the conjure elemental spell. The gem is turned to dust after it is used, and this particular one summons a water elemental.
Which would be both possibly helpful and uncomfortable in the desert.
Oh, there's also I forgot to add this. There's a helm of telepathy.
Well, how much is that?
Oh, you mean like the one that Arndris has?
Yes, that is 18,000 gold pieces.
Well, he has like the help of like reading minds or whatever, right?
That is the helm of telepathy.
Oh.
I think. He might have something different, but I don't think so. Who's going to be the first one to drop gold down? Besides for the diamond.
Oh, pick me!
Wait, Helm of Telepathy, uncommon item, 18,000?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Arndris should sell his.
But it is useful.
I'm bad at making shops, so I had someone make shops for me, and these are the items being given. The items prices are being handed over to me. by
Fair
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, some money.
Gregor is icily tempted to buy the emerald. Because that's actually in his budget.
Artoria would eventually
Prudence will
sigh
just
and
like
walk away from the swords.
Prudence will
Artoria, there's also, as you're...
like slap Gregor in the butt with the flat of her tail and just be like, treat yourself. As she walks by looking at other things.
As you walk away from the weapons, Artoria, you do notice that there's something hanging on the wall near them.
Ooh.
There's a horn of Valhalla.
Those are
What did-
nice.
What it do?
What kind?
Hey,
Which?
Bronze.
Ooh.
She'll go over and look at it and be like, "What's this?"
Oh, this lets you summon a spirit from the halls of Valhalla.
oh, that's gonna be so expensive.
Which one did you say it was?
Bronze.
Bronze.
Oh yeah, no,
That's the
that.
second greatest.
How much is it?
16,800 gold pieces.
Yeah, whichever person you're getting those prices from is on crack.
I don't know. Those are fairly reasonable prices for high-level magic items.
That's mid tier.
It's very rare. Bronze is very rare.
Mm-hmm.
That's 44 plus 4 berserkers you can summon every 7 days.
What's a berserker?
Barbarians,
It is an
essentially.
enemy. Imagine a whole bunch of Ishtaras.
On your
Oh.
side. You just go.
It's a-
Like,
Yeah, challenge rating.
you point them at people, you toot the horn, you point them at people, and they die. That's for
Just to
you,
get more
essentially.
proficiencies
Brutal.
in armor.
How much was the emerald? I'm buying it.
The emerald was 1,440.
Gregor's gonna buy the emerald.
All right. You buy the emerald, take it out of the case, and hand it to you.
Okay.
You now have an elemental at some point.
Ooh.
Buddy.
Don't lose concentration when you use that.
Otherwise, it will be mad.
Especially if you bring it to the desert.
Fair.
A minor version of its areas sworn of the area the sworn enemy lives in. Whoops. Alright, mark down your gold. Take your gem.
I got it. And
Staring at the horn, drooling.
More
element.
horn is like an ooh, the sword is the drool. It's just like, oh my god, I could hit things so much harder with this. Gregor, how much time has passed?
I look at the watch.
You had 3 hours. It's been like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
been an hour
past
and a half.
time.
Okay. I'm not gonna get the sword. I can't get the sword. I want the sword, but I can't.
Which one?
So +3 of.
I think we all know which one.
All of them is the answer.
Well, yeah.
Yes, is the answer.
She'll. Oh, this finally hits her. She'll look at her back, look at the magical axe on her back, and be like, "Oh!" And she'll hold it out and like offer it to the line folk. Like, how much could I get in trade?
He takes the axe. Giant slaying. Interesting. You see his eyes flash for a moment. You see his eyes flash for a moment.
And Prudence calls for the side, like, I've got a bunch of obsidian skulls. You have any use for those?
Yes.
trying to help with the cost of big giant sword.
How many?
8.
He spins the blade around. He's actually quite adept at spinning it.
Mhm.
Maybe once in his life he wasn't a wizard.
Then he took an
Maybe.
arrow.
Arrow to the knee.
They
Touch it.
actually referenced that in their newest trailer. They had a skeleton with an arrow in its knee.
Tell you what,
I'm
I will
disappointed.
take this, and he plants it into the ground, and all of your skulls. He reaches out, he grabs the greatsword, and places it in front of you. For that, plus 2,000 additional gold pieces.
Done. Well, as long as you're okay with losing the skulls, Prudence.
She shrugs. And we'll pull them out.
I
All
can't
of
make
the
that
skulls.
decision for you.
Yes, 8 obsidian skulls. That's been in her bag since the 1T.
You also have a bunch of
Oh,
other
shit.
things, by the way.
What?
You also have a bunch of other things.
I think I sold most of those other things at some point. I believe.
Prudence says lightning. You have the 2 tapestries. You have crowns, you have bracelets, and you have dragon bits.
We have we have
Well,
dragon.
the white
bits
dragon scale
and
she
a
wants to
dragon
hold on
scale.
to, and the white well, yeah, the red
The other
dragon. She could bring out the essence of red dragon. She wants to hold on to the white dragon stuff because of desert and needing to invent
Ooh, fair.
a ring of colds.
Yeah.
So, do you pay the price?
Yes, 2,000 gold.
Will he believe the essence of red dragon is actually essence of red dragon?
Probably identify it.
There's only one way to find out.
Magic don't lie. Usually.
Alright. Artoria, 2,000 gold pieces down, as well as your giant slayer great axe. And all of the skulls. But congratulations on your +3 sword.
Yes. Great sword, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I just imagine Artoria just vibrating intensely.
She's just like slowly raising it up, like.
It is this beautiful. It almost looks like a cleaver in a way. The blade, there's no guard. The blade just extends off the handle and sweeps outward and down across, almost across the knuckles, about halfway to where your hand holds it at the very base of the sword. And then all the way up, it is this black, almost feather-like glass engraving.
Ooh.
Hi, Ichigo.
That was my first thought too.
We'll pull out one of the vials of the essence of red dragon and just. What about this?
And he takes it and looks it over, and his eyes flash again. Also, picture more like the Ebon greatsword from Skyrim.
Oh, I remember the ebon weapons were so pretty.
But
Heck
more
yeah.
glass looking.
You mean ebony?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming.
Ebony, great sword.
It's a katana.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's basically just a big ass katana.
With the long sweeping piece in the front.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
very thin, but it's very thin and very light compared to what it looks like it should be.
She will probably like bounce it back and forth between her hands once or twice before getting two solid hands on it and just being like, yes, this is great.
Well, it is a great sword.
Boo! This is why you're in prison.
I know.
Damn.
The cloak that you're looking at gives you +1 to both your AC and to all saving throws.
I Oh, it would be great to have, but I can't afford it.
How much?
What came
It
from
is
the essence of Red Dragon?
Yep. 1 second.
Okay.
It is 5,250 gold pieces.
Fuck
And
that.
He
What was
looks.
the?
Hmm?
Sorry, what was the 2,500 item?
Uh, f- yeah, it is 5,250 gold pieces, and it gives you +1 to both AC and all of your saving throws.
Who was looking at it?
Gregor.
Hmm.
He'd be
Okay.
staring. The lion folk takes the vial and casts identify it to it, and he pulls his head back a little and turns it over in his fingers. This makes no sense. This should not exist. Where did you come across
Correct.
this? How did you come across this?
Emphasis on the shouldn't.
Russell will also take out 2 cleaned dragon teeth from his pocket and show them.
The lion folk just blinks and then he looks up to Martin, and Martin just nods.
It certainly wasn't a natural creature anymore. If that's the main confusion.
This is worrying beyond belief.
You're telling us we fought it.
I do not doubt it suddenly. Tell you what, I will give you 4,000 gold pieces for this.
Considering there is no measure of reference for dragon pieces,
There is not.
she'll
Russell's gonna chime in. 5,000.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, shit, here we go. I should put my dice away early. That's my own fault.
Why would you ever put your dice away? Don't ever put your dice away.
I was fiddling with them too much. I was afraid that the mic was gonna pick up their clanking. So persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
21.
He looks over to you, and then back at the vial. Right, 5,000.
Prue will nod
What'd he say?
and hand it over, but she doesn't really say anything in terms of what this means, because he seems to understand that, but she figures people should know about it, but screaming that in anywhere is going to either cause panic or no one's going to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
The entire time he's been helping you guys, he's been smiling and happy to show you around his wares, and all of a sudden that smile is gone.
The feeling's mutual.
yeah, she
There
gets
is
that.
just a look of contemplation as he's staring at this vial and bringing it back to his workshop and offering you guys a stack of platinum.
Just as he's handling it, Tori will just make a just heavy sigh. Yeah, that's
Is there anything else I can help you on with?
Do you know? Oh
The
shoot!
Muffin Man?
I wish Vistar was here. He might be able to word it better. Do you know anything about?
Artoria, what?
Do you know anything about magic tattoos?
Oh,
He's
yes.
only been messaging that to Merton.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought at one point
He's only been telepathically doing that to Merton.
You'll
Because he
never
only
know
speaks
then.
telepathically, so he can do it. Basically, for now.
Actually, funny enough, Martin was also going to ask that question. So Martin will ask that instead. Because he did say he would look.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a friend who does that. Here, pulls out ye olde Rolodex and pulls out a card and hands it to Martin. He should be able to help you. And if he can't, he will know who will. It is not an inexpensive process, but you all seem to have a small fortune under your belt as you are shopping around.
Rustin looks over and just slowly shakes his head no.
Like when Martin
Like-
mentions tattoos, she's like, she gets like a look on her face like, oh, that's a great idea. Like,
Oh no, what have I done?
Couples tattoos?
she
If
enchants
you
all
want
the
ceremony
things. She
tat-
wants.
you can have ceremony
She'll make
tattoos.
her own damn like like she'll design the first tattoo gun for this world. Kind of situation. Not a gun.
Oh yeah, because
machine.
this
Tattoo
is
machine.
this is still the age of needle, thread, and hammer.
Hmm.
Thread? It's just a stick and poke.
Depends on how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. I'm
There
just
are
not sure about the thread.
there are some that would have a thread covered in the ink that you would hammer in, so it would keep the ink on the needle longer. So, is there anything else I can get you? Anything else you wish to buy or sell?
Um,
We'll likely be back. I think this is a lot more magical goods than I personally have seen in a while, or ever, really.
I would expect future business, but I mean, we did just spend a fair bit of our money, so until we are paid again, may not be a reasonable trip back.
Good. If you find any other strange essence, please let me know.
Oh, I have a whole bunch.
Suppose we will be doing business in the future.
More like competition.
Oh wait, there's something.
They're very
start
different
feeling myself.
enchanters, so she doesn't feel like, you know, like bad. And she's also like picking his brain on like how he does stuff. She's not really the jealous type. She's more the like, you're doing something awesome. Let's do something awesome together. You know?
Let's make it more awesome!
Yes.
With explosions.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, more explosions. Needs more intensity.
Well, you all collect your things and head back out into the day.
Any signs of Big Cat?
Oh yeah, Moonshadow.
What's been Shadow's intelligence?
It's not high.
It's a -2 modifier, if I remember.
Nope.
It's
Or
2. Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
I would think you'd try and use survival to try and track them down.
And they got a sniffer.
that's fair.
Yeah, even with that, it's a big city and a lot of people, and you were lost.
That is also fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
No sign of Moonshadow.
Or kitty, no.
Yeah, Kitty and Vishtar are both MIA.
And I believe that is where we will end the session for tonight. So you can continue the hunt for Vishtara next week.
I can't believe Vishtar got himself arrested.
No, we're not hunting
I
for
can't
Vishtar
believe
next
it took
week.
this
We're having a
long.
public brawl next week.
Fair, that's a fair point. So it did take a while for him to actually get in any trouble with the law in any of the
Well-
towns we were rolling through.
We're punching people.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Didn't
next
actually
week. Yeah.
punch anyone.
Not Vishtara. Arcs and Artoria.
I'm about to be smacking someone with this plus 3 grace. So
And see, here's
Bird.
the thing. Arcs is going to walk in there, and it's just going to be fun.
I can't wait.
Let's Arch
Smile.
get his ass
I'm
beat.
so,
I would
I'm
love
so
to watch
excited
that.
for Artoria to have to fight her to fight
I have to
Chivo.
fight Kivu.
Angry boy.
See,
Is the person you're fighting your old character?
yeah, as it would seem.
It's
See,
okay.
Arcs
Kivu
has-
doesn't get necessarily angry. Oh, I mean, he does. But his rage is more of a refined, just he hones in and he's like, I'm going to fucking murder something right now.
And Arcs is fighting one of my old characters.
Oh.
And Arcs just looks like a bog standard human, and it's going to be completely underestimated. So,
Viking monk.
Oh, I know who you're.
I'm,
I don't remember much about them, but I remember them.
I fear
'Cause they
the
kick
day I run into any of my characters.
yeah, okay. If I'm going up against a monk, this is going to be fun.
Fun, and we get to watch Arx get his ass kicked?
No.
You're in jail.
True.
And
Like,
I
and
just
then-
realized I closed roll 20 on accident.
We will see you next week, internet.
Goodbye,
Good
internet.
night, internet.
Farewell.
Goodbye.